Check, check. Hey, welcome back to NDI Central Live here at NAB 2018. Well, our next guest is, again, another one that's been in the business for quite some time. Mr. Karl Soule with Adobe. He's a technology evangelist and workflow expert working in the Hollywood community, right?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Adobe CC seems to be, Adobe products seem to be a prerequisite if you're going to work in this industry at all. You better know Photoshop and After Effects and Premiere, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I've done a lot of things over the years at Adobe. I even lived overseas in Singapore for about 5 years. But 2 years ago, I moved into Hollywood, jumped right into acting as a consultant on a feature film called Only the Brave from Sony Pictures. So I got my first IMDb credit last year, which is a big exciting thing for me. And a lot of what I do is dealing with motion graphics, editorial workflows within Hollywood. And yeah, we see the tools in just about every type of workflow, whether it's news, promos, or on a feature film level.
Are you seeing more films being cut on Premiere?
We are starting to see more and more films being cut on Premiere. Part of what we've done with Adobe is we actually have a separate engineering group that's based in Hollywood. And the Hollywood workflows, a lot of what Adobe is about, we always talk about, our theme this year at the show is actually powerful alone, unstoppable together, referring to how the tools work together and the ecosystem works together. With a Hollywood workflow, you really have to be able to farm out various tasks like color and sound to different tools, and a lot of what I work with is making sure that that happens. And also motion graphics has been a big part of what we're doing, and we're seeing more and more in the broadcast space, being able to work faster with motion graphics and deliver, whether it's in a traditional environment on something like Twitch, we have different needs and different expectations in those environments.
Okay. Now, NewTek, of course, has a product called NDI for Adobe CC, which is actually a free application that's included in the NDI Tools Pack. How have you seen people using NDI for Adobe CC?
Well, NDI has been a really cool addition because the NDI plugin for Creative Cloud allows Premiere Pro and After Effects to deliver video frames and even deliver images with an alpha channel directly into a broadcasting environment, directly into a switcher. And we've seen more and more use of this. I've done some demos where our new Adobe Character Animator software can do live character animation and actually interact and mix that into live video. I've seen cases where you don't necessarily have time to export out a file, you've got to get something out on the air. With NDI, I can hit play on the timeline in Premiere and see that, get that recorded into NewTek technology, so it's a live stream going directly into a DDR so that there's no wait for rendering the file
out. Direct to air, right into the
direct
switcher,
to air,
right? Yeah.
Exactly. So I've had a number of clients working on this, and I've also had a number of clients that are now testing this out for certain types of secure connections where they need to be able to move footage around a facility without having to deal with bulky runs of BNC cable from place to place. The promo industry in particular that cuts things like Hollywood promos has been doing a lot of research and testing of NDI right now. I'm pretty excited about what they're seeing.
I know you've had a chance to have a very brief look at our new live graphics application, which of course utilizes Adobe Photoshop and After Effects to create title templates, motion graphic title templates for TriCaster TC1 and the VMC1. So what were your thoughts on that? What did you think of it?
It's really awesome. First off, it's great to see the panel technology that's built into the Creative Cloud video tools get utilized in such a really cool way. We started with Premiere a number of years ago, adding a developer kit that allowed you to enable any type of a panel. If you have a special workflow where you need a special button that does just that one thing, we added that in, and we saw a lot of partners start to to adopt that, and some of the broadcasters actually creating panels for it. That technology has now moved into After Effects, and NewTek has done an amazing job leveraging that and building out a panel that, without even really knowing After Effects, but just utilizing the underlying technology and the integration with Photoshop, from the panel you can take a Photoshop file directly in, you can see all the individual layers within the panel, and then apply animation presets directly to various parts of the Photoshop file, and then take that as a live graphics file that goes directly over, where you can modify the text for on-air work and use it as a template moving forward. So I think it's a great use of the technology. It's a great use of Photoshop and After Effects, which those are the tools everybody knows already. So it's great to see the integration that NewTek has done between Creative Cloud and your broadcast products.
Yeah, we're getting a great response on that alone. What are some of the new things with Adobe here at the show?
Oh goodness, brand new version of Character Animator. So we're really excited about that. This is the first release after the 1.0 introduction that we did last year, and we already have one network show that's using it. Something I don't think I've ever seen with an animated program is a network ordered 7 episodes of a particular show, animated show. Those episodes were delivered. The network said, hey, can you guys have time to do another 7 this season? And they actually added that, and they were able to meet that workflow because of the live nature of the way you can do character animation inside that product. Premiere Pro, brand new version with new color matching tools. We're starting to leverage a little bit of that machine learning and AI so that we can start to automate some of the more common tasks that we see in post-production. Things like auto-ducking the audio to match the video, or to match your dialogue and music. You can set that up, and it will automatically generate keyframes that you can then modify. And then for color matching shots, we oftentimes shoot on many different types of cameras, and sometimes the color can be vastly different from one to the other. There's a brand new set of tools for doing that as well.
Wow, a lot of you always keep things coming from Adobe.
Absolutely, we were. Generally speaking, historically we've been on a 2 release per year cycle, and then maybe a couple of dot releases kind of scattered in there if there's something interesting. I was actually kind of excited. The dot release that we did back in January, because of an engagement we had in Hollywood, actually came with about 7 really nice little refinements and enhancements to the editing workflow that came from an engagement that we had earlier the previous year. So it's really cool to see how quickly and how rapidly we can evolve the software.
It's really fantastic. Well, we're really looking forward to seeing what people do with live graphics, incorporating After Effects and Photoshop into their live productions, their TriCaster and their VMC1 work. Karl, it's always great to talk to you. Great to have you on our show.
Yeah, thanks for
taking
having
the time.
Thank you.
You bet. Have the great rest of the show.
You too.
And we're going to be back with more after a break, so stick around.